ACA. I'm Mr. Schmidt, and welcome to Lightbreak. I want to take a look at Abraham. Abraham was a very devoted man of God. He was known for his faith and for his obedience. And God gave him a command. The command was to leave his country, take his family, and go to the land that God would show him. And Abraham arrived in Canaan, and there he built an altar and he prayed to God. God also gave him a promise. The promise was that Abraham would have many descendants and that they would become a great nation. Well, in the land of Canaan, there happened to be a very bad famine, and Abraham and his family decided to move on to Egypt. But Abraham had a concern that having a beautiful wife, he was concerned that Pharaoh may want her and that he could be killed. So Abraham decided to concoct a lie. The lie would be that him and Sarai were brother and sister rather than being married. Well, Pharaoh did take Sarai, believing that she wasn't married, and Abraham got some gifts, some livestock and servants and things like that. But God was not happy with all this, and God intervened with some plagues on Pharaoh's house. And because of the plagues, Pharaoh realized he had been lied to, and he gave Sarai back to Abram, and he sent them off on their way. Here's the thing, Abram didn't need to lie. God had promised him descendants. God's promises are a sure thing. But even though Abram lied and lost faith in the promises of God, God worked to fulfill his promise by bringing Sarai and Abram back together. We remember Abram as a man of faith, but when he lost his courage, he failed to trust God. God, I think, knew that Abram would have some struggles. God knows that we will struggle too. But God can use those struggles to produce growth and a stronger faith. As you read through Genesis 12, it seems a small step from faith to failure. For us, it can be a small step from acknowledging God is in charge of all the big things in our lives, and yet failing and stumbling in the details of everyday life. But here's the thing, God's power, his love, his forgiveness is not hindered by our weakness. Was not hindered by Abraham's weaknesses. God can use these trials to help us mature and to help us grow. I want to leave you with this scripture from Romans chapter 5. We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation.